What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So something I have discovered here on Forza Horizon. Now, first thing I want to mention is this isn't going to be a new thing in games or something like that, because we all do know it has been in other games and stuff. But I really do have to appreciate these kind of things, and especially with me being a new player in Forza Horizon. This is something I really did like. Now, I'm sure everyone is going to be aware that there is going to be a total of 14 of the lovely barn finds around the map. When one of these first popped up on my screen, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I wasn't thinking that much stuff of it. In fact, I kind of thought it was going to be like the Crew 1 back in the day, to where you had to find a bunch of parts for your vehicle. Or you know what, maybe a better way to put that is to probably just say that you're going to have to find like 7, 8 parts or something like that to build the car, and then boom, you end up getting it. Even Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown had something similar to this, which I actually really like seeing things like that in the map. A lot of people are going to be like, well, yeah, the map's going to be small and stuff or something, but the thing is, there isn't really going to be a lot of reasons why you can't fill the said map in with dope stuff like a barn find. Right now, I think I found around 5 of them. I haven't progressed in the game to get more of them. Again, there's going to be 14. I found 5 of them. I think I have the old classic Corvette, which is pretty dope. I will show footage of this in the background of me discovering them. Funny part is, some of them I'm looking around, I'm like, where's it at, bro? Then I finally was like, okay, well, I'm looking for this barn. I just have to find this thing. And you're kind of driving around the area trying to find it. I do like the exploration part of it. And the other part with that, besides the exploration, is probably going to come down to the overall mystery factor of it. Like, you can look and go, okay, well, there's going to be 14 of these. I wonder which cars I'm going to find. One of the first ones I did end up finding was going to be the GMC Jimmy. That was pretty funny. I was like, what's a GMC Jimmy? I saw like the car was all broken up in the barn and stuff like that. I'm like, dope. Let me see what that's going to look like. I ended up getting another one unlocked, which I think was going to be the Ford Escort. Was pretty dang excited to see something like that car as well. I've always loved the Escort. And the fact that Forza has so many amazing cars in this game, that kind of just gets me hyped up thinking about it. I then was trying to find and look for another barn. Guys, I ended up stumbling across an old Jaguar. It was like the XJR or something like that. And I was like, what in the world is that? Funny part is, I haven't even heard of it. So I'm looking forward to when the cars are done. I know they're going to contact you, or she'll contact you when it's finished. That way I can look at the finished vehicle. You can drive them. One of the other vehicles I did end up finding was going to be a Ferrari F40. Man, I was like, what in the world? That's a barn find, bro. I can't even imagine what's in the other ones. And it again gives you like a mystery type of thing that you look forward to, trying to find the other ones and stuff. And this is something I really wish other games would do. Funny part is, one of the other things I did want to tie into this is, I do know people can argue that, yeah, the map's going to be smaller. Look how small the map is. The thing is, though, guys, if you do have a quote-unquote smaller map, which for me, I'm actually really loving the map on Forza. I am going to make a separate video about this. But so far, I really am liking the map. And the thing is, if you are going to pretty much have a smaller map, or at least people think it is smaller, at least you can fill in a bunch of stuff in it, like barn finds. One of the other things I also really liked, I figured I would include in this video, is also going to be part of like the discovery or exploration thing, is down to the tiny XP little things you can find everywhere around the map. I think there's like 250 of them or something. You find them, they can help you level and stuff. There's also going to be the fast travel one that's pretty much going to make fast traveling free, which is probably very useful, at least until you can probably get the other house unlocked that's going to make fast traveling basically anywhere around the map, and it's also going to be free, which I am going to have a video on the houses as well, because I was really impressed with how many there are in the game, but also the cool little perks they do end up having. That's also a great thing about Forza. It's pretty dope. But the thing is about exploration, though, I like how they basically put the XP things all over the map. Now, sure, people are probably going to be like, well, that's not going to be that cool, man. They just put these little boxes everywhere. Well, yes, but the thing is, though, you can literally find that, get XP and stuff, and it encourages you to drive around the map, explore stuff. A lot of other racing games really do not have anything in that depth where there's going to be that many of them, or kind of give you a reason to drive around. Funny part is, the one game I think about right off the bat when thinking about Forza with this is probably going to be Need for Speed Unbound. You guys remember how there's going to be paintings in it, or there's going to be little speed traps in areas or something and stuff like that, to where you hit them, or you go and find all the paintings in that area and stuff like that, and then you could eventually get a car unlocked or something. I feel like that's probably going to be fairly similar. It's going to encourage you to drive around and find everything, and you're also going to be rewarded for doing it. Like, that is so kind of obvious in a way, might sound pretty dumb, but it's also going to sound like something that would keep a player involved in the game, and I feel like that's kind of important. When I was looking at something like the barn finds, I legit got excited to progress more to see what the other barn vehicles were, and I was also not looking up the barn cars online because I did not want to know what they were. I did want to be surprised a bit and kind of go find them and be like, oh, mystery, I wonder what this car is. I wait for them to open the door, and boom, an old classic Corvette from the 1950s, bro. That's dope. Then you're going to get a call you can test drive and drive the vehicle around, man. I just think that's a really cool thing. It really brings me into something, though, that I feel like they really can work on filling in the maps better in many of the racing games, especially after playing Forza, man. Like, this kind of made me think about Motorfest a bit. We all do know there's going to be a few things to explore on Motorfest, but nothing like there is on Forza when it comes to that. I mean, the last time we actually had a quote-unquote barn find or like a wrecked vehicle was back in the Crew 1. The Crew 2 never had anything like that, and I kind of wish the Crew 2 did have something like that. And then, of course, Motorfest has nothing like that, but we all do know the map is going to have empty areas everywhere, so why not add something onto it by having these crazy barn finds around the map similar to how Forza did? I mean, heck, bro, there's 14 of them. That is going to be 14 unique vehicles you can go find. It kind of gives you a reason to progress because you're not going to get on the game and get all 14 vehicles instantly. You know what I mean? You got to like progress and stuff, go through the races, unlock other things and all that, and then boom, you'll have more unlock or they'll let you know. I feel like that's pretty dope. Like I was keeping an eye on my map or like the overall voice thing popping up going, oh, there is going to be another one of these. Let me go find this one. Which car is it going to be? Ooh, look, a Ferrari F40. I'm like, what? Like, that's so dang cool. Funny part is, I kind of got really excited with the Ferrari. I saw that and I was like, yo, that's an F40, man. Can't wait to drive it. I've been having a lot of fun using the GMC Jimmy as well. Like, it's just going to be a unique way to add things into the map and really fill it in. Y'all know what I mean? A lot of people have complained about maps being smaller, like having a gigantic map that's open that has nothing in it, which, trust me, I do understand. I'd rather not have a gigantic map that's going to be empty or not have much life in it. I would kind of rather have a smaller map in a way that they can also fill in, add a bunch of stuff into it. And then, of course, on top of that, many other things are going to play a factor into it, which I will talk about that in the map video itself, similar like the event labs or making more races unique and stuff like that. But being able to have something like a barn find and having like the XP things laying basically everywhere around the map. I was driving like town to town and going, oh, look, there's another one of those. Oh, look, there's a fast travel thing. Let me go get that one. Let me go get this. Oh, I have 30 of them now or something. Okay, there's going to be a lot more of them. And what's also funny about that is I was looking at the PlayStation Store and I did end up noticing the entire treasure map thing you can buy for $3, which I'm guessing is pretty much going to show everything around the map, similar to something you did end up seeing on Need for Speed Heat or Need for Speed Unbound. And I was like, nah, bro, I'm going to explore. I'm going to progress a bit. I'll find these when I do end up finding them. And that way it's also going to give me a big sense of exploration and also like a mystery, which I think is the best way to do it. And I really feel like Forza does such a great job. And you know what though, now that I do think about it, this might end up sounding kind of dumb to people, or like, yo bro, you're actually talking about a barn find, like no one's going to care about that stuff. I don't know, I just really like the fact that it's going to add different things into the map itself. They can show that they're filling things in, making most of the parts of the map basically like, yo bro, you gotta go explore this area, or maybe one of the barn finds is going to send you in a location you haven't been, then you discover something else. I don't know, I just really like that aspect to it. And for me though, being new to the Forza Horizon franchise and never actually playing any of these, I found this so dope that they are going to be filling in the map and stuff and really making it look like you do want to explore, go around, have mysteries and stuff. I think that is so dang cool. And I also would say maybe other racing games can take a cue, fill in the maps a bit more, and really optimize and pretty much maximize on what's going on in that map, even if it's going to be smaller. Do let me know what y'all think about this stuff in the comments below. I am curious to know what y'all think. I would say many players probably did find the barn finds really entertaining, and I'm also going to cover something along the gifting lines of that after you find a barn, which is also going to be incredibly cool on top of it. I didn't even realize you can gift players stuff after doing the barn thing, which is even more insane, but do stay tuned for a video when I talk about the entire gifting thing, which is such a dope feature as well here in Forza Horizon.